Ace Podcast.
This is the Super Co-op Squad video game podcast in our E3 wrap-up of 2018.
Hey guys, we are done with E3. The week of just the game smorgasbord.
More like E3's done with us.
Right. It's over though, guys, and we are here. We are the Super Co-op Squad. We are here to talk about everything E3 related. And before we get into that, you know who we are. I am Johnny Mac, just one of your three fantastic, fabulous hosts. And with my other host here, Garrett Laney.
Hello.
And Joshua Gerard.
I am ready. My body is ready.
Yeah, so we're
Thanks,
doing...
Reggie.
I saw him, by the way.
Nice.
I saw him.
Texted me and I was like,
E3.
that's
It
cool.
was so sick.
You don't even have to do anything. You just watch him walk by and you're like, I know that guy.
I don't even like him that
He
much,
doesn't.
to be honest.
Wow.
But like, he was really cool dude. Like, he didn't stop and talk to me. But like,
Aw.
I was in line for Smash, and he walked by, and he was like, "Hey guys!" Like, you know, he had a bunch of security with him, but it was cool. So, all right, guys, we are the Super Co-op Squad. We love games, movies, everything pop culture. But today is a special day because we are recapping E3 2018. We are going to discuss as many games as we possibly can in a set time period to get through as much as we can, and just chat about every game that we felt was important or memorable or impactful in any way.
Or maybe it wasn't.
Even some of them were not. And then we will also do a first for the Super Co-op Squad, our E3 Best of Show Awards. We will be giving out awards for each for certain games in a set of categories. Maybe next year we'll expand those categories. We'll see. But for now, it'll be just 5 categories or so.
It's more of a verbal award. We're not actually handing them trophies or
Next-
Not this year.
ribbons.
Next year.
When we get there.
Yeah. We'll get there next year. So we're going to get into this. We're going to spend just a couple of seconds, up to maybe a minute or two per title. Move on to the next one. Once we've gone from A through Z, even though I don't think there were any Z titles this year, for all the big games or important games or impactful games from E3, then we will get into our best ofs. So here we go.
There was no Zoo Tycoon or Zootopia or Zumba or...
You know a lot of Z games, man.
I gave you 3. That's all I got.
That was good. That was very more than I would have got. But no, there are not.
No Zatch Bell remix.
Right. Gentlemen, are you ready?
Let's do it.
Let's
So,
go.
Are we listening them off one at a time? Or?
One at
No,
a time.
just
No, I
all
mean,
of them at the same time. I'll say all these games at the same time right now.
No, I mean
Wanna see me
you
do it
give a
again?
game and then Garrett gives a game and then I say the game, or you're just
Sure.
you're gonna go through.
What
the list.
sounds more fun?
You can do it all. I don't know.
Wow. Okay. That's fine. All right. Game number 1. Anthem.
I'm excited. I'm
Cool
excited.
game.
for
Wait.
this.
First of all, what is it?
It's a video game.
More specific.
It's a
Made
video
by
game.
E3 or EA.
Video game from BioWare. From the looks of it, it's kind of open world. A lot of not character action, but mission based and co-op based. You're going through the world, killing monsters, solving quests, and just I don't know if there's actual equipment or an inventory that you can customize and stats and all that, but it looks cool and it looks
Swim.
fun.
I mean,
Well,
you get
like
swimming.
rocket
You're
swim.
flying in water. I think it looks really cool. I mentioned before it has definitely a Destiny feel to it, in my opinion, but I think it'll be a lot of fun. I think what will really make or break the game is the mission structure, and if it's going to be something that's repetitive, hey, go out and go kill this monster, come back to your base. Hey, now go find this unique item, come back to your base. We need something a little bit more than that.
Yeah, I'm excited for Anthem. It has a very, again, Destiny feel. I know Garrett doesn't feel that way,
I
but
don't see it, but okay.
But I like that. I hope they can do it better than Destiny did. I like the 4-player co-op aspect, whereas Destiny was more heavily 3-player co-op. And I like just the fact that it's lush. It feels somewhat like Mass Effect as well, as far as the artistic style goes a little bit. So I'm excited.
What javelin are you thinking about trying?
Whatever the one looks like a wizard is.
That would be the Storm.
Did you
Storm.
Did you see it up close? Because last week you did not care for this game at all.
I still kind of feel the same way that I want to see more about it, but I'm excited to try it. I like BioWare.
That's different from last week.
Yep.
I'll take it.
All right. Game number 2, Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
This looks badass.
Yeah, so Assassin's Creed, if you don't know by now, is an action-adventure game where you play an assassin at some point in the distant past, Rome, Greece, Italy, wherever, Egypt. You kill
Americas.
people. You kill people and you assassinate them. You're an assassin. You have a creed.
Whoa. You kill people in this game?
You do. So go ahead, Joshua.
I was just going to say, I like how they're going to Greece, and they've really taken the gameplay aspect, and one of the trailers they showed is pretty much an army going at it, and it's you versus however many enemies choose to approach you, and there's bigger enemies, and there's more stylistic kills. So it just looks like it reminds me of, what was the Xbox game? It was not Rome, Rise? Like,
please don't say that. It needs to be better than Rise.
No, it's going to be better than Rise, but I kind of have that feel when you're taking on enemies in that type of setting. It's just really cool.
I think it's really cool. I like what they're doing with the story aspect, as you can play as either character. They've done that before, and I believe Syndicate with Evie and Jacob, I think is his name.
That's correct.
In this one, you get Alexios or Cassandra, and you get some kind of weird super weapon, Leonidas' spear. So that gives you kind of buffs or abilities. It looks fun. I'm excited for
You're
it.
a Spartan if you have Leonidas.
You are actually a Spartan, yes.
Oh, cool.
I think it looks interesting. I'm a little sad that they really aren't doing anything with an actual storyline. I used to like that about Assassin's Creed.
You mean the modern age stuff?
Well, just the fact that it was supposed to be leading up to something. There was a point to everything that was happening in the past that then led and tied to the future, and it's just they've gone away with it. So I'm sad to see that.
9 years later, they forgot what happened.
They just stopped caring. Next game, Battlefield V, aka 5.
Okay, you should say it the other way first.
So this game, I mean, it's nothing new outside of the ordinary. They're bringing this to World War II, I believe. They are incorporating Battle Royale as our mini FPSs and third-person shooters going forward. If you're a fan of this series, you probably are going to be. If you're not aware of it, really quick, I forgot to say, I'm sorry. This is a first-person shooter.
Yep.
There we go. I don't care about this game.
Cool. So I'm not going to pick it up. It looks great as far as visuals. My quick take on it is they're adding female characters, or at least one main female character, and then EA got a lot of backlash for having a female character either be a lead or be in a war. And EA took a stance and said, hey, if you don't like this, don't buy our game. And it's very different from the things that we've heard from developers, and they're trying to be nice and, not even, sometimes even coy, but they're not getting straight to the point where it's just like, hey, we're in a world where we're trying to diversify. We have, everything. We're trying to include women and empower women and do different things with superheroes and cartoons. And this is something that we are implementing in our game. If you don't like it, like, this is the world we're living in and we're trying to support. So let's go.
Cool. All right. Battletoads. This is a game we don't know much about as far as what it's going to be. We imagine it's going to be a beat 'em up side scroller.
It better be.
It's going to have probably a very challenging difficulty, which I'm excited for. I love those type of games, and I'm a big fan of like the TMNT side-scrolling beat 'em up. So this is going to be right up my alley.
Dibs on Rash.
No, sir.
I'll play the other character. Hello, thank you for calling GameStop. Hi, do you have Battletoads? We do.
It'll probably be DLC only, but we'll see. All
Can't
right.
bring that prank back anymore.
Next game, Babylon's Fall. This is a game from Platinum Games, I believe. Not much is known about it that I'm aware of.
I believe Square Enix is publishing this game. And they didn't really show much besides a kind of an ancient trailer, and you got some robots or some mechs or something. I mean, the trailer was kind of cool. The music was cool, but they didn't really show us a whole lot. That's all I got. I want to see more.
For a game that's published by Square Enix and developed by Platinum Games, I'm imagining some sort of action-adventure RPG, which I can definitely get down for. All right, next game is Beyond Good and Evil 2.
I have not played the first one. I've not had that delight, that luxury. But this one looks very interesting. I'm very hopeful for this one.
It looks really good. Visually, it's very impressive. I didn't play the first one. I don't know if you're going to be focused on taking pictures in this next game.
I don't think we've actually seen gameplay of it yet, so we're not exactly sure what kind of game it is. I imagine kind of that character action, action and adventure game.
Right. I stand by the same thing John or Garrett said, that I didn't play the first one. WAG, W-A-G-G-H, we all got gaming holes. I know that it's highly, highly acclaimed from the gaming community. But it does look nice for a trailer, but they haven't showed gameplay. So I'm still like in the dark.
But Jade is the villain.
It's very interesting, actually. Cool. All right. Next game, Call of Duty Black Ops 4. I had a chance to try this again. Another FPS. The big daddy of them all, essentially Call of Duty. It's back to boots on the ground, modern era guns, weapons, but no more of the flying around and jetpack type stuff. I liked it. I enjoyed it. Don't know if I'll pick it up, but, if you want that type of game, this is going to be just hardcore classic Call of Duty.
So no exosuits, no boosting sideways, no running on walls.
None of that.
Cool. I don't care.
There you go.
I like my FPSs, but I like uniqueness. This is just a running gag.
When it comes to Call of Duty Black Ops, that series has kind of been my favorite of it. I've fallen off a lot after 2, but I've enjoyed the Black Ops formula more than I have in Infinite Warfare or Ghost,
Advanced Warfare.
The one thing that I think about with this is they're most likely taking out their single player. I think they've mentioned that possibly happening. They're going to have Battle Royale. They're going to have multiplayer and zombies. Like, the modes are just getting just grand.
Well, isn't this one going to also have like that kind of hero shooter kind of thing? I believe they're going on to some sort of, not Overwatch exactly, but there's class types. There's a guy with riot shield. There's a guy with shotgun.
Yeah, there's like a medic. There's like a guy that's an engineer. And those aren't too far outside the main though, or the norm for FPSs.
Not for FPSs, but for Call of Duty.
A tad bit, yeah.
Well, there's no medic. It's hide in the corner and wait for the red jelly to go off your screen.
Yeah, you no longer have that issue. Now you actually have health points. So you have to heal. Your points don't come back.
Yeah, very different.
Yep. All right, next game, Catherine Full Body. So this is a remake of the action RPG or more just puzzle
More
RPG.
puzzle game, yeah.
Puzzle RPG
By
that
Atlas.
was by Atlas. That was on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. Yeah.
DLC. It's one of those definitive edition things. Nothing exactly new. I don't think as far as story. But if you like the puzzle game Catherine, or if you just want to support Atlas, which I always recommend,
There's no Catherine with a CK,
there is a Catherine with a K.
but I'm saying like a third Catherine that's like
with a
CKATH.
How would that work?
I don't know.
It's a
Catherine.
Catherine.
The other letter is silent. I'm surprised this is exclusive to PS4 and Vita.
I'm not. I didn't expect this to come to the Switch.
No, I mean,
Well,
it's
no,
not even
but-
coming on Xbox. Where
Yeah. Where
when it
Catherine
came out, it
was
did.
on the 360.
Yeah.
So interesting.
Cool. Next game is Control. Not much that I know about this game. Anybody?
This game looks really weird. Kind of one of those things where you're playing as a woman and she has some sort of telekinetic powers or something like that, and the world's constantly changing around her. She has a gun that kind of morphs and formulates.
it like breathes.
It's I believe by the same people that did Quantum
Break. Yep.
And Max Payne and Alan Wake.
Yep.
Sure.
And yep.
I forgot their name, but yeah,
I am highly excited for
this game looks not for me.
For me, it looks awesome. Have you guys ever heard of a game called Advent Children?
No.
Advent Children.
I have heard of Advent
Rising.
Children.
Shit. Shut up. It's Advent Rising. It's kind of
Yeah, was that the one with the morphing alien suit kind of thing?
I don't remember. It was kind of Mass Effect before Mass Effect on the original Xbox. I kind of get vibes on this game where you can kind of manipulate objects and things in real time and space. So I'm highly looking forward to seeing more of this game.
Cool. Next game, we got Cyberpunk 2077. My team and I had a chance to check this game out with a live demo. This is
You bastard.
This is a first-person RPG
See, exactly
from the
what I was-
same group that made The Witcher, CD Projekt Red. Loving this. Looking forward to it. Yes.
You got to see behind the scenes
Yes.
footage. So all I've heard is anyone that saw footage has nothing but fantastic things to say for the future of this game.
Looked gorgeous, looks good. I'm gonna play it. I am going to buy it. They only gave out one per like little group, but they had these awesome like statues of that girl that's on her knees, that little android. That was like the highlight of E3. Everyone who had one, everybody was asking that person all day long, "Where'd you get that Cyberpunk thing?" And you can only get in there if you were in the media. So
It looks really
Don't
good.
know how I feel about it being first person. Was that jaunting at all?
it was interesting because we didn't expect it, but it was fine. It played great.
Okay. Because there's no gameplay of this anywhere.
I saw gameplay.
Well, I know, but I mean, watching trailers, E3 didn't really talk about it. No place talked about it. So is it? Are you using guns? Are there any melees? Are there any kind of powers
Are you allowed
or
to say?
hacking?
It was just.
Are you
mostly-
allowed to say?
I
Did
really
you sign
can't
an
talk about
NDA?
it. I
Embargo.
didn't, but I can't talk about it too much. They asked us to keep things kind of on the low. Plus,
You
they're
heard it here first, folks. You can't hear nothing about it.
it's not exactly what it is. But you couldn't take cameras, you couldn't take pictures, so you can only watch. It wasn't really much. It was talking a lot and very little gameplay. But it was mostly guns.
Okay. It was one of those kind of sit-in theaters and
Yes.
watch the developer play.
Yes.
Okay.
I did not get a chance to get my
Gotcha.
hands on the sticks.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Next game, Days Gone.
Can we all maybe agree that we don't care about a zombie game?
Let's move on. Yep. Days
that
Gone
keeps
is
getting pushed back.
a zombie shooter that hasn't had the light of day for years.
You mean like Daylight?
Yes, like Daylight.
Dying Light.
Like Dying Light, yeah.
Dying Light.
Right, there you
Daylight's
go.
a different.
Damn it.
You almost did it.
Messed up.
All right, next game.
Dying Light.
Death Stranding, which is the game from Hideo Kojima. This is a game we do nothing about, and it appears is going to be some sort of open world horror-ish game.
I want to hear your take on this, because now you got to see a lot more of something we didn't expect to see.
Yeah, I mean, at least I saw some gameplay. The game didn't look gorgeous at all. I mean, it looked like mostly gray. It definitely still has a lot of I can't get my head around what's going on. I challenge someone to explain what this game is with what we know right now, but at least I got something. Not interested still, but at least I know what I'm looking at.
As far as I can guess, we're in some world, that has been taken over pretty much by these kind of entities that we don't know much about. However, whatever they touch fast forwards time. They can't see you exactly, but they can kind of sense you. You can't see them, but Norman Reedus ends up devising some sort of contraption that can somewhat track them, can't exactly fight them.
Yeah, and he has a weird spidey sense, too, because he can feel them around him. That was the whole thing about his skin changing color.
And handprints and stuff like that. I'm very interested. He, from as far as we know, his job is some sort of deliverer. He delivers things, gets things from point A to point B. It could be a various amount of things. Yep. So it's not exactly set. I'm excited for this.
I think the big focus is him, transporting this baby in this tube, this little
I don't know if
fetus.
that's part of it. I think that's part of his way to get around the world, because I think the baby has something to do with locating these entities.
I agree. I think that's correct. I don't think it's something he's transporting. It's something with his powers or whatever. There was that nasty thing, where the woman ate the caterpillar baby. That was gross. All right, next game, Dead or Alive 6.
Oh, this took me by surprise, as it did Maximilian when I was watching his channel. This came out of left field. Dead or Alive is a fan favorite game, and it's had some bumps in the road, but it looks phenomenal. Things that they're doing, they still have the stage transitions. They didn't show a whole lot, but one thing that I think was cool, they showed a stage where you're fighting in kind of this secluded area where you have a fire pit and there's people watching a brawl, and you get pushed against the stage. And what a guy does, rather than being a stage hazard, the guy pushes you back onto the fighting stage, just like someone would in a brawl. And I thought that was a nice little nod into a fighting game.
Nice. Don't care.
I'm not the biggest fan of Dead or Alive, that series or franchise. 3D fighters in general aren't really for me, unless it's called Soul Calibur. Did hear that they kind of toned down the boob physics, so
I am so happy about that.
I'm out.
All right, next
need
game.
some control.
We got Destiny 2 Forsaken. So I had a chance to get hands on with this as well. I really liked one of their new modes. I believe it's called Gambit. Quite a lot of fun. It had a little bit more of a League of Legends type feel, where you're kind of competing against bots a little bit, and then at different points. I know that's not exactly League of Legends, guys. Sorry. But then you do have points where you can't interfere with the other team as you're trying to pretty much amass more kills of bots than the other team, and you're trying to hamper their ability to do so by getting better yourself.
I am out. I don't care.
Fair enough.
I don't think I'll pick up Destiny again, but I really liked the idea of Gambit mode.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I hope more FPSs and even third-person shooter games do this.
Do Gambit modes?
Yeah. Next thing, Doom Eternal.
Yes.
So we haven't heard much. We actually haven't heard much about it. It's just hell on earth is what we're getting. So Doom has been a very kind of successful and big coming back, a reboot. A lot of people like it a lot. I have not really partaken in it. So not really for me, but I am happy that the Doom fans are getting more of what they want.
I feel that the Doom remake is one of the best action shooters in the last 5 to 6 years.
We checking out the original, or the previous Doom that came out a couple years back, just because I do want to get into this. It is supposed to be one of the best shooters of this current generation of video games, so I'll hop into this.
I think I have it. I'll let you borrow it.
Cool. Dragon Quest 11.
I didn't see anything about this. My brother told me it looks phenomenal, and it's something that I need to watch and probably buy. But other than that, I didn't see anything on it. Yeah,
Dragon Quest is an action RPG. Action RPGs aren't my type of thing in this sort of realm. I like more turn-based RPGs for the most part. I know you two are pretty big fans because of Final Fantasy 15. You guys enjoy those type of games a bit more than I do. Also, Tales of Vesperia. This is interesting to me, but not big.
This is not turn-based?
Dragon Quest, I don't think, has been turn-based for a few iterations.
I don't know. Oh, the DS versions or the handhelds have been.
Yeah, but not in a while.
4, 5, 7, 8, 9.
I have never played a Dragon Quest game, and I will probably continue not playing a Dragon Quest.
Or I might be confusing Dragon Quest Heroes. Who knows?
Possibly.
Yep. Elder Scrolls 6.
Nah, we got an announcement. Yay! It's not coming out till after the next game.
It's not coming out till after Starfield.
Yep.
Which we'll get more into that later.
Yep.
But it looks pretty.
I will definitely play
scene.
this. I don't think there's any question about all three of us picking this up, or probably half the world. Elder Scrolls is an open world Western RPG. Bethesda pretty much just owns that genre. So there's no question. I think we'll all buy this.
I think this will be a very big game.
Yeah, massive. Next game, Fallout 76, also by Bethesda. This is also an open world Western RPG.
Now with online.
Yeah, now with online, you can play with your buds. You can play in small set server with a couple dozen people. This is new territory for Bethesda. I'm excited. I'm buying this.
I am very excited. I will also be buying this.
I am excited for you guys. I'm not going to buy it.
Next game, Fire Emblem Three Houses. So this is a game that we've been waiting quite a while for. It is the turn-based strategy RPG from Nintendo. I loved seeing this on their Nintendo Direct. I thought it looked great. I love the transitions from the top-down view until your battles and then back up top. I will most definitely be buying this strategy RPG.
Really?
Nice.
Okay, that's good to hear. It's been a while since we've had a Fire Emblem game on a core console, on an actual home system. Well, you can still call the Switch.
Are you not counting 3DS?
I'm not counting 3DS. No.
So we're talking.
I'm talking like
GameCube.
Radiant Dawn. Yeah, GameCube. Oh no. Yeah, Wii. There we go. But this one looks interesting. There's some sort of game mechanic that we're not completely clear on, where it looks like you can kind of set up formations with, artillery or infantry, and you can set up maybe like a phalanx sort of formation, or shoot arrows, a volley of arrows. So there's a lot more than just sending out one person to fight another opponent. Cool. So looking forward to that.
Yeah. I may or may not pick it up, but I like Fire Emblem.
Nice. Next game, For Honor. So this is the
apparently you don't like Fire Emblem enough.
For Honor is the action adventure. What would you call this?
A fighting game.
Action duel.
This is a fighting game.
It's essentially an open world fighting game, a little bit like Gears of War with visceral combat, with different multiplayer modes where you do have to defeat opponents, either 1v1, 2v2, 3v3, 4v4, or different sorts of King of the Hill type modes. They have new DLC coming, new fighters.
There's a whole new faction.
Yes,
that's cool.
I am extremely excited for this. I love For Honor. I want to get back into it. Yes.
Do the thing.
I agree. I am also looking forward to this. This is enough to get me back into For Honor. So I will be picking up that season pass, trying out these new characters, this new fighting style, and they have a new mode. I forget what it was called exactly, but it's like kind of protecting the breach. I think is what it's called, where you protect the castle, or as well as try to take it over.
Cool. I might pick it up, but I don't know. You guys have to do the thing every time.
Cool. All right. Forza Horizon.
Yeah, thanks. Okay.
Forza Horizon 4. This is the open world racing game that Microsoft is literally surviving on. They have one every single year between the numbered entry and then
every
Horizon.
4 months is new. Freaking Forza.
I won't buy this, but I definitely recognize the craft that they put into it. It is grade A, top tier racing game. Mm-hmm. Kudos to you.
Yep. I love how they add changing seasons throughout the racing. I think that's a really cool aspect, and it brings a new aesthetic style to the game.
Do not care.
Yep.
I don't care for racing games.
Unless it's Mario Kart.
I knew you wouldn't.
Except unless it's Mario Kart.
Or F-Zero.
Gears of War 5. So Gears of War is the next game in the Gears of War saga. This is technically the 6th game, even though this is the 5th.
Nope, this is the 5th game.
This is
the 5th game.
All right, then.
Well,
now, a lot of people are saying that this is going to be a lot more kind of lower scale, not into the world type stuff, but also a better story. People are hoping much like God of War, in that it's a little bit more heartfelt. And I happen to agree that I do think that this is going to be a more personal story. And it's going to finally get away from the Phoenix family a tiny bit.
Yes,
I'm in.
because this is focused around what's her name? I don't remember her name.
I have not played the 4th game, so
that's a shame. She's essentially tied to the Locust, but we don't know how or why, besides that her grandmother was Mira. So it'll be interesting. I'm hoping it's a darker tone, very similar how God of War was it had a lightheartedness around Kratos, but it was still a darker tone game with kind of the outcome. So I'm hoping Gears is just like this. And I hope they don't sacrifice gameplay, but they add something new to it. I need the controls to be a little bit tighter because sometimes some of those weapons are just not tight at all.
I will be picking this up, though.
I'll pick it up. Gears Tactics. So this is another Gears of War game in the franchise in a different genre. This is going to be a top-down turn-based strategy game, much like XCOM. I am very excited for this. I don't even care. I'm going to buy this game.
That is not what you said last week, but I'm glad that you're saying that now.
That you need to re-listen to that episode. I did not say that.
This is a mobile game.
I will play this. All right, next game, Ghost of Tsushima. This is the open world action RPG. I would say a Western RPG, but it's not made by a Western developer. So
It sure is.
Who is it made by?
Sucker Punch.
Okay, never mind. I
It
rest my
sure
case
the hell
there.
is. They will show you, this Western, development team will show you how to do an Eastern Japanese game.
I'm very excited for Ghost of Tsushima. This is pretty much samurai open world RPG.
This game looks beautiful, and the combat looks so fun. I'm really looking forward to Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, and you get this kind of like rope that you just swing around and like grapple onto buildings. This is, in my opinion, probably the most beautiful looking game that was shown. Definitely a buy for me. And just at the end, you have the kind of the boss battle, so to speak, but they change how the game is played because it's almost like a 2D fighting game at that point, or a 3D fighting game, with all the petals that were burning in the background. Like, it was crazy.
It was different. Yep. All right. Halo Infinite.
What?
So this is the next game in the Halo franchise. Don't know much about it. We're assuming it is a first person shooter, and it is going to most likely only have Master Chief as the protagonist. I will buy this.
Question. Did they confirm that this is the next installment in the Halo franchise?
Yes.
They actually said that versus this being some type of spin-off game or something?
It is not a spin-off game. This is the next game. I don't know if it will be called Halo 6 later, if they'll have another one, but this is the next shooter.
So it's like what I said last week, where this is Halo 6.
They might still have a Halo 6 after this. You don't know that.
No, I know that this will be Halo Infinite is Halo 6, and then the next game will be, who cares?
All right.
This will be a battle royale for Spartans.
I'm sure they'll have it in there.
I don't care.
All right, next game, Hitman 2. So Hitman is the action RPG puzzle stealth game. You can play it kind of how you want. I like this. I like the Hitman series. I like that it's more of a challenging game than the Assassin's Creed series, which I think is a pretty close comparison game. This is for me.
I never cared for the Hitman series, so I will probably not be buying this.
Hitman is always fun to watch, and it's fun to see all the different things you can do as far as costumes, picking up different, characters to sneak as, and different ways to stealth kill your enemies. Not for me.
Cool. Just Cause 4. So this is the open world, just balls to the wall, just crazy game thing, Grand Theft Auto 5, but just to the max. Burning cars, shooting explosions, flying, everything you want to do, jetpacks.
Grapple hooks.
Yeah.
Grapple hooks and a wingsuit. That's all you need.
That is Just Cause 4, with lots of guns and explosions thrown in just for some good measure. Not for me, but I'm glad it's coming. I know it does well. It's a fun game. For some, it's just not for Johnny.
I very much enjoyed Just Cause 2, Just Cause 3, and I will also enjoy Just Cause 4.
Never played them, but it's interesting that this whole game seems to be focused on this big tornado typhoon thing in the middle of the world.
That's different.
And then it seems like it's always there, but you can go in it and not die. I don't know.
All right. Just Dance 2019. I don't care.
Oh man, they're keeping them coming. What was the first Just Dance, like 2010? Like, has it been like 10 years this franchise is still running?
I will not discuss this.
I also don't care, but I will say that their opening ceremony thing with the marching band, I actually really liked. Playing all these modern songs. It was at the Ubisoft press conference.
Oh, you're talking about. I thought you were talking about in the game they have marching bands.
No. That's all I'm going to say.
Jump Force, next game. This is the crossover, just crazy amount of Shonen Jump and other manga characters mashed up to fight. Had a chance to try this. It didn't play the way I wanted to, and Bandai Namco, you guys have way too many fighting games based off of anime and manga.
Based on 3 different franchises so far.
So I'm probably out.
It's a crossover. It's a 3D fighting game. That part, the crossover aspect I like. I like that the story mode has something to do with Death Note. That's interesting to me. But these kind of 3D fighting games are not really for me. I never really cared for, the Ninja Storm games, or really even Budokai, or Budokai Tenkaichi. Technically, that was a 3D fighting game. So not really for me.
I am a big fighting game fan. I don't do well with full 3D fighting games. I got to try this a little bit. Expert Zone. Was not a fan of the gameplay particularly, but I do think it looks great as far as its different art style. And I'm curious to see if they're going to add different franchises. Like, I'm hoping Bleach will be in this game somehow.
I'd like that
even though
as well.
Namco doesn't really do a whole bunch of Bleach stuff.
It's true. Next game, Kingdom Hearts 3. This is the action adventure RPG from Square Enix. We've been waiting nigh on 10 years for. It is finally, possibly, maybe, hopefully, perhaps, just a chance coming in 2019, early that year.
January 29th.
Didn't care to stand in line for this as it's low on my radar, but once it does come out, I will definitely buy it day one. I will not give it a second thought until it is on shelves.
Are you going to pre-order that
I will not.
collector's edition with whatever figures are in there?
No.
Wait, there's a collector's edition with figures?
Yeah, there is. And they also announced that the PS4 system that it comes with, it'll come with all the games.
Yeah, I know that for PS4 there's a compilation of 1.5, 2.5, 2.8, and 3.
And 2.9. If there is one, they will make one.
Kingdom Hearts 3 I'm very much looking forward to. We're back with the Pirates of the Caribbean. Looks much better. Much more real. And Frozen. Frozen's there. Tangled's there. Wreck-It Ralph.
Hercules.
Monsters Inc. Hercules is always there. I'm very excited for Kingdom Hearts 3, and we'll be patiently waiting till January 29th, 2019.
I think everybody knows I've never played a Kingdom Hearts game, and they give me a lot of crap for it. This game looks cool. I may or may not pick it up.
Last of Us Part 2. I'll buy this. I'm done.
Don't get me started on this game.
I don't care.
I only got like 10 seconds to talk about it. It was a phenomenal gameplay reveal. Like, there's nothing else that you could have shown me that will make me want to buy this game more based on the new gameplay that you showed me.
Cool. That was 10 seconds. Thank God for that.
You're welcome.
Next game, Lego DC Supervillains. This is just another one of these Lego games. I'm honestly done with this sort of thing. They need to have a huge series overhaul for me to care about these open world Lego build them and beat them levels. They're fun, but they've done it so many times. It's just run of the mill now.
I don't know. Okay, Gary.
No, just I like the Lego games. I like it when they have the DC ones. I care more for DC than Marvel. So this I am excited for. Played the hell out of Lego Batman 1, 2, and 3, and I'm looking forward to DC Villains.
I've only played a couple Lego games, and they were the early ones, but I'm surprised that they're doing this one on DC Supervillains. I am more excited, it's not on this list, but Lego Incredibles. I would rather play that game than this game.
Out now.
Next game, Madden NFL 2019. I am excited for this only because they're having some new...
Don't want to discuss this.
Honorable mention.
I am excited for this because they are having some new upgrades to the running format with being able to push the pile with quick cuts. Some of those things need a big overhaul just because the run game was pretty lackluster in comparison to the pass game in Madden. And the running game is important in regular football. All right, next game.
No, I didn't get to talk about it.
I thought you were part of his joke.
No, I wasn't, but I don't have anything to say, so I just want
Then
to say
why are you wasting the minutes?
I wanted my 5 seconds.
Metro Exodus.
I'm surprised that they didn't show as much as they showed in the past. They just highlighted a little bit more of the kind of the scenery, couple gun shoot'ems, but that was it. I was more impressed on what they showed last year than this year in Metro.
This is a poor man's BioShock / Fallout, and it's fun, but that's all it is.
I wouldn't put BioShock in there. I would say poor man's Fallout.
Yep. Okay, cool.
I don't care.
Next game, My Heroes, One Justice. Another Bandai Namco anime manga fighter. It didn't look great, to be honest. I didn't even play it, but it didn't really give me high hopes, even though I would love it to be great.
I don't know what this is.
It's a 3D fighting game, I believe. So I'm out of it. I'd be a lot more interested if it was 2D. I do like My Hero Academia. I like fighting games. So, unfortunately, not for me.
All right. Next game, Neo 2.
This was a nice surprise announcement because Neo was a great game. It was a different take on the Souls series with different unique stylistic stuff, especially with kind of a Japanese culture built into it. And I'm glad that it's getting another game.
I don't care.
Not for me.
Because you don't like card games, we know.
Next game, Octopath Traveler. This is definitely for me. I will definitely buy this. I really enjoy JRPGs. I love turn-based RPGs, and it's by Square. It's on Nintendo only. This is for Johnny. I'm done.
It's on Nintendo only, and that coincides with For Johnny.
I just know that they usually have knock 'em out JRPGs.
And it's portable, so you can take it anywhere.
Don't care about that.
I am looking forward to Octopath Traveler. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm not a big fan of like how many paths there are, but I'm very excited about the 2D, 3D gameplay as far as the battle system. It looks fantastic.
Nice. Ori and the Will of the Wisp. So I don't care about this game in that I haven't played it, but I do care that it's a game I want to play in the future. I will not buy it until I play the first one, so hopefully the first one gets me to buy the second one. Done.
I am on the same page as Johnny. I have not played any of the Ori games. Obviously, the second one's not out yet. I have not played the first one. Looks beautiful. I do want to play it, and I believe it's actually on sale right now.
So I got to play... I went to Expert Zone, got to play this game, and it's beautiful. It is actually really fun to play, and it does definitely have some puzzle elements. I didn't play the first game. Playing the second game makes me want to play the first game, so I can buy this game.
All right, cool. Next game, Overkill's The Walking Dead. I have not seen gameplay for this. I've only seen a trailer. That trailer definitely piqued my interest. It looked cool and visceral. I just hope that the gameplay is something that is reminiscent of that.
So you did not see the gameplay reveal trailer?
I did not see it, no.
I saw a little bit of it, but it's definitely a zombie game, but it's a different zombie game compared to what you were expecting from like a Left 4 Dead. So it's definitely worth a look.
It's a zombie game. I don't care. Walking Dead, I fell off season 2, maybe 4. I don't even know. They all mesh together now. I don't care.
Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, Let's Go Pikachu. I'm done. I announced it. Go ahead.
I am looking forward to this. I think it's going to be fun. The aspect I like that every Pokeball, was it Pokeball Plus? Is that what they're called? Comes with Mew. I will be getting Let's Go Pikachu because Pikachu's better than Eevee.
You know what they did? All they did was say, hey, fans of the game, you know who Mew is, right? You know how rare it is to give, right? We're going to give you Mew in every Pokeball Plus. That's their selling point, and it's going to work.
I like that you can put any Pokemon into that Pokeball, and if you shake it, it has its little 8-bit cry.
Yep.
So I think that's really cool.
It's not for me, but I think they're appealing to fans as best they can until 2019.
Rage 2. This is yet another first-person shooter to me that's reminiscent of Bulletstorm and Fallout, a poor man's Fallout. Not looking forward to this. I will probably not buy it, but good luck to you guys who do.
I think this is a mediocre man's Mad Max, and I think it'll be fun for a very short amount of time, and then everyone's just going to get over it because everything else is going to get played first.
This game does not interest me at all. Did not play the first one. Will not be playing the second one.
Resident Evil 2. They are remaking another Resident Evil. Boy. I am getting a little sick of all the Resident Evil remakes and crosses, and it's just becoming a little too bloated for me. I'm happy they're remaking them. I love the games, but like, figure out a way to streamline this nonsense.
Well, I would disagree or argue with you there that this is the first Resident Evil game that is not a remaster. It is a complete remake. They're changing the entire gameplay where it's not just, tight, controls that are stuck based on a random camera
setting, tank controls. They're going behind the shoulder. They're going, it looks they're going behind the shoulder, much like Resident Evil 4.
Exactly. It's not going to be the same game as far as gameplay, but it's going to be the same game, just taken to a new high. I'm extremely excited. This is going to be a buy, and I've never played the second game.
I've not played RE2. This will get me to play it.
Going back to horror like it should.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider. So I think this is a game that we are all going to buy. The only thing I have a little bit of a concern is it's beginning to look a little bit more action heavy and just more like visceral, and I don't want that all for this game to be. I want it to continue to be her being a Tomb Raider and not be a grade A assassin.
I would kind of argue with you there just because the past 2 games, though they do have puzzle elements, they have always been kind of action focused.
This one seems more so.
It does, but I don't think it's out of left field or anything. I'm sure the puzzles will still be there, of course. There's still going to be tombs. I am excited for this. I would like to see what more upgrades she gets, more weapons and abilities.
Yep. So I agree with Johnny. I haven't played Rise of the Tomb Raider. I still plan to do it. I would like there to continue the story element where you get to learn about Lara. I agree with Johnny where I don't want this to be the Resident Evil 5 of the Resident Evil series.
Skull and Bones. So this is going to be a third-person pirate game. Hopefully, possibly the game that Sea of Thieves should have been. It definitely turned heads at E3. I will probably not buy it day one, but I will keep my eyes open when it does come, which is probably not going to be it is not going to be in 2018.
This is going to be the Sea of Thieves killer. This game looks amazing. You can actually create your own pirates. You don't just take a preset of them and, they're all cartoony. There's a lot more than just get a quest and go out there and, get treasure. You have to get intel. You have to actually prepare for it, get ammunition, get your crew together. There's a lot more kind of micromanagement before you even set sail. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. You customize your ship any way you want it, add weapons, take away weapons, the appearance of it. You can completely change the sails, all that kind of stuff. I'm excited for Skull and Bones. I think this is going to be fun.
This game looks really cool, but it's not for me.
Next game, Soul Calibur 6. Meh, I'm done.
Did you play it?
I did.
And you were not impressed.
It's another Soul Calibur game. As a matter of fact, it plays slower than other Soul Calibur games, which I don't think is a good thing for Soul Calibur, as it was already a fairly slow, methodical fighter.
Soul Calibur is I think, a fun series. I've fallen off after 4, I'd say. Looking forward to playing as Geralt, so I will probably try this.
I got to play a little bit of it. I did not feel that it was slower than I remember it to be, because it has been a while. It's not going to be a buy. But I'm curious to see what other guest characters will be in the game, because I think it'll have 1 or 2 more that we're not expecting.
I agree. Next game, Sony Spider-Man. This looks great. Everything they showed at E3 only doubled down on the possible greatness of this title once it does release. I am looking forward to it. I will probably buy this.
Did you stand in line to play it?
I did not.
They were giving out awesome looking newspaper articles.
Yeah, you don't have to stand in line for that. It was,
oh, you did?
You could just walk around the convention center and you could just grab them, much like you grab bags.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so you can just get one.
I got to see one. It's so cool. I'm very hyped for this game. Just the E3 trailer that they debuted with, most of the Sinister Sticks and, Spidey going, through Prison Island, whatever. It looks awesome. Cannot wait.
I love that Spider-Man still had his comedic thing. He was in the middle of talking on the phone call, and Scorpion grabs him. He's like, "Can you hold on a second? I was on the middle of a very important phone call." So he's still funny. I like that they have that. It looks fun. We still haven't seen much open world of it, though it is there, and we kind of have a general idea of the story. The Sinister Six. And someone shows up at the end of that reveal, wondering who it is. Was it a good guy? Was it a bad guy? Someone helped Spidey, someone hurt Spidey.
It's you.
Looking forward to it.
Next game, Spyro Reignited Trilogy. I don't care.
Very much looking forward to this. Looks great. It's so good to see our Purple Dragon buddy, getting the HD treatment, and the Spyro games were a lot of fun, so I'm looking forward to playing this again.
Looks beautiful. I'll only play it if it's on Game Pass.
Forgot to mention Spyro is an action platformer, hailing from the PlayStation 1 days, bringing it back. Next game, Starfield. This is relatively unknown. All we really know is the name of the game. It's coming from Bethesda. Odds are this is going to be the 3rd series for them that is set in a Western RPG format. This one will probably be on Planet or Planets. I will buy this. There's no question.
So yeah, we have our Fallout, which is set on Earth. We have Skyrim, which is the kind of fantasy setting. Starfield is going to be much like those other games. At least we speculate.
So we think, yeah.
But could be in the future. At the very least, set in space. I don't know if that means you can have a ship and traverse other planets, or if you're just on a space planet. But very much looking forward to this, and we'll find out more in 2019,
if that. Yep. Cool. Nothing else.
Starlink, don't care. But Starlink is some sort of aerial shooter game where you can buy toys. You don't need to buy the toys, but people are going to, because you can get the R-Wing.
Did not care for this at all until the last few seconds of the trailer where they showed off Star Fox.
Yep.
Cool.
Crossover.
Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Not much known about this game. It is coming from Electronic Arts, aka EA. This is a game that I'm hoping is going to be some sort of action adventure or action platformer game, perhaps an action RPG, but we will see. I'm expecting great things.
All we know is that it's set between episodes 3 and 4. A lot happens in that time, so who knows what we're doing.
We already got a movie about it. We don't need anything else.
We've had several movies and shows about it.
I have never played a Star Wars game to date, and if you count Star Killer and Soul Calibur 4, that's as close as I've ever gotten.
Sad to hear.
Jesus.
I don't care.
Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. This game
hated
rocks.
it.
Get out.
This is the Nintendo franchise, just smorgasbord of beat 'em up, knock 'em off the stage, blow 'em off the battlefield. Looking forward to this. No more needs to be said.
Yep. And tell them what's going to happen, Johnny.
we're going to move on to the next game once you guys are done.
I thought we were going to tell them that we were going to do a special episode about it.
There we go.
Okay. Spoiler.
You're wasting time. All right. Super Mario Party. So this is, I think, finally what people are looking for from an actual Mario Party game with tons of interesting, cool mini games and hopefully a board system that actually makes sense.
Well, then it wouldn't be Mario Party.
Well, the older games were ones that, you know, based upon how your performance was, it actually made you win or lose. And recent games, it was completely random.
Now, much like Mario Kart, losing is winning. You know, you lose, you come in last place, you get all those bonus stars at the end,
The blue
and now you win.
Get a couple of them.
Not in Mario Party 1 through 6.
Yeah, I do like this. I do like how they are veering away from the numerical system because I think it attracts you that it's not, it's Mario Party 11, not another one. It's Super Mario Party. It has a new name, adds a little bit more flair to it.
One thing I do want to mention is that they showed off kind of meshing together 2 switches
I didn't like that. I call that a gimmick.
that changed the landscape of one of the mini games. So I think that is going to be very interesting, and I actually do like it. It's not necessary. It's not really necessary, but I think it's a fun touch.
Yeah, but so for me, does that mean you can't play it docked, or you can only play that game when you have multiple switches?
I'm more than certain you'll have the option.
Cool. So Super Meat Boy Forever. I am super excited. This is one of those uber challenging side scroller platformers. I am very happy for this pretty much sequel.
Is it a sequel? Is it a new game?
It's pretty much a sequel, yeah.
I don't care.
I mean, I'll play it. I never really played much of Meat Boy, but it looks good.
Don't care about you, Garrett. Next game, Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition. This is another one of the action RPGs that Garrett and Joshua also love. This is probably one of the top, if not the top, is debatable, Tales of game.
It's okay. It's the best one.
Oh, I mean, Symphonia's up there.
Symphonia is definitely up there, but Vesperia is the best. And this, go ahead.
No, just want to say that I'm looking forward to this. The Definitive Edition, you get whatever DLC there was. Was there even any DLC?
No, so the Japanese version actually, it's kind of DLC, kind of not. They added more characters. They have extra storylines that we never got in the West. So they had this in Japan was a definitive version, and we're finally getting that 10 years later.
Okay, so we're getting the Japanese version.
The updated Japanese with more like DLC and some extra cool stuff.
Next game, Team Sonic Racing. This is the Mario Kart clone, essentially. Don't care.
Is this what it's called? Team Sonic Racing?
Yes, it is.
Yes, that is what it's called.
I was telling Garrett earlier, I forgot that they made a Sonic Racing game. They made 3 of them.
This is number 3. Yep. So there we go.
Yeah, I think we can move on. Nothing. Yeah.
Next game, Tetris Effect. This is Tetris. That's it.
Remember how I told you guys that in the preview episode that I wanted a new puzzle game? I specifically wanted Nintendo to release a Tetris game. This is exactly what I wanted, but it's not just for Nintendo.
They made this game for Joshua. There you go.
Yes, they did. I am excited.
It's Tetris with literal effects. It looks like someone made it like with their, I don't know, their graphics.
Like,
It
has a luminous twist to it.
It's just Tetris. That's all it is. All right.
Don't diss Tetris.
I'm not. I'm just saying it's just Tetris. Next game, Trials Rising. This is the motorbike side-scrolling kind of platformer game. I'm super excited for this. You know, the regular Trials, original one was great. If really hard. So this is going to be fun.
I didn't see them add anything new. It looks like just another Trials game.
Yep.
This is the first I've heard about it, so cool.
I don't care.
Tunic. Tunic is the next game. Tunic is a game that's much like Legend of Zelda in that you are a small thing, get a sword, fight a bunch of big things.
It's a fox.
And for Garrett's sake, you happen to be a vermin named Fox.
It's a fox.
And it looks like, is it a female?
I'm guessing it's a female.
Looks like a female.
Yeah, it looks like a Zelda game. Slightly different. Looks kind of maybe more zoomed out. Kind of like I guess one of those 8-bit kind of rogue games.
Interesting isometric view.
Yes, yeah. Looking forward to this.
I'm looking forward to this as well. And we get this cool boss that Ganon-like.
Man, he looked cool.
I think it's a boss, but yeah, you know.
Next game, Unravel 2. This is an Xbox exclusive side-scrolling platformer that now has cooperative play.
Bet you $5 it won't be exclusive for long.
Who knows? I don't care.
Yeah, it looks interesting. Not really up my alley. But
It looks cool. I'm surprised you're not interested, granted that you like the co-op games.
I do. Just don't care about this that much. I mean, we'll see. Next game, Valkyria Chronicles is making its way onto current gen consoles.
It's gonna be. Is this number 4?
I don't know.
They did announce number 4.
Well, Valkyria Chronicles is already on the PS4.
Then this must be number 4. So, yep, there you go. That's all I got to say about it.
Cool.
I believe it's like an RTS.
It's a real-time turn-based RTS. It's kind of weird.
It is kind of
like
weird.
Eternal Sonata-ish.
Okay. Seems interesting.
Yeah, it's cool. It's definitely unique art style.
Last game, Wolfenstein Young Blood.
Whoa,
That's
game.
not the last game.
There's more games on the list?
There's one more before that.
One game before it.
Oh, my bad. We Happy Few.
Ooh, I am surprised this game is not out yet. It was exclusive when they announced it, but it's not anymore. So yay for Sony, no yay for Microsoft. Old BioShock devs. I'm very looking forward to this game.
So this looks like a first-person shooter where you're kind of in this kind of psychedelic, everything's perfect world as long as you take your medicine. However, if you stop taking medicine, you start seeing the world for what it really is. Not so great.
Yeah, you need your joy. You need your joy, Bob.
And the kind of police force kind of makes sure that everyone is taking their medication, taking their pills, so that they can stay in this kind of happy-go-lucky world. But there's something underlying about it.
Definitely interesting.
I'm interested in this game. I'm actually surprised it's not out yet. Hopefully soon.
It's like a psychotic Pleasantville.
Next game, Wolfenstein Young Blood.
I don't care for the Wolfenstein series.
Another game in the
personally.
Wolfenstein series, first-person shooter. It's a big what if Nazis took over America and other parts of the world and dealing with that. And now your protagonist from the last 2 games has babies, and those babies have grown up, and you play as one of them.
I thought it was funny that it's set in the future, obviously, because you're playing as, adult twin daughters, and you're still fighting off against the Nazis. What was the point of any of J.B. Blazkowicz? What was the point of any of his games? Was it not to stop Nazis?
He's just failing, and time has been going on.
Apparently, he's not failing because you beat the game, but then
you've taken down one base of operations, but not all of them. But I guess you don't have enough help, like LeBron.
So he did nothing essentially.
No, he did something. He killed Hitler, right?
Did he? Nazis are still going. Is it not Mecha Hitler?
I don't know. Maybe there's a Hitler baby. I don't know.
Who knows? He might have had his own kids. All right. Well, that is our take on pretty much all of the relevant games or games that we felt were relevant enough to talk about. From E3 2018, way over, Garrett. That's how much we were over.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I want to see how much.
50 minutes.
That's not too bad.
All right. So now we are getting into the best of our show. So, each of us curated our own list, had our own counsel on it. And each person was allowed to make their own choice overall. So, this is each person's, best of for the show. And, next year we'll have some ideas in doing it a little bit differently. But for now, each of us will give you their own best of. So first award is, best of E3 third party title. So the third party developer who had the most interesting or best title based upon the criteria that we use to determine said game. Who wants to go first?
A lot of science goes into it, a lot of mathematics and, beakers and
the
everything.
15 tier system where we got to take each tier, aggregate the points.
Feelings usually is number 1 on the list.
I'll go first.
All right.
So my pick for, best third party game goes to Fallout 76. This game looks so fun, and I'm glad that it's a new kind of formula to it. Coming out later this year, just a couple months away. I believe it's November 14th. Just the fact that you can go out into this Fallout world with friends and do quests, set up bases, send off nuclear strikes. This game, I'm so pumped for.
All right, cool. That's Garrett's title. Joshua. Excuse me.
Ooh, someone's got the
Joshua
hickey ups. So there's quite a few third party games that really showed off a lot of style, a lot of uniqueness. Resident Evil came very close, but I'm not a big fan of horror games straight up, but Resident Evil has done something that people have been waiting for, and we actually got to see gameplay, so it looked really great. My pick for third party is Devil May Cry 5. Something that Capcom has been, continually surprising us with this franchise when you go from 3 to 4 to 5, and just stylistically, the game looks ridiculously crazy. It looks like a complete revamp. We didn't know if the main character was Nero. We didn't know if it was Dante. We didn't know at first, and just, it still has the crazy action, as Johnny likes to say, balls to the wall, over the top gameplay.
I've said that one time.
Well, I mean, once you saw, Queen's Blade? No. I forgot what it was called. The sword that Nero uses. I
didn't
Nero.
play 4, so I know. I definitely know a lot
So you
about it.
didn't know if it was Nero or Dante.
A lot of people didn't know. I saw a lot of React videos. Just hyper stylistic. It looks like a lot of fun, and I like the
Red Queen, I think is what it's called.
I like the overhauled look, and I am very excited to get my hands on this game.
I don't know. The art looks a little weird to me. Dante looks kind of weird.
Dante does look weird, but we only got one shot. I think we can all agree this game looks better than DMC Devil May Cry.
It also looks better than Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
We don't need to talk about how they look in that game.
All right, my choice. It was a no-brainer. It was Fallout 76. There was no game that really appealed to me personally more. There were games that looked interesting, but this game looked equally interesting and appealed to specifically me. I love the fact that they're trying to expand upon the Fallout franchise. It's very important for me just because there's such a large gap in between each of their big couple of games where you don't get a Fallout for 6-7 years. You don't get an Elder Scrolls for 6-7 years. So it's important to have other games, other side games in the franchise for me so that they can kind of, massage away some of that longevity of waiting. Plus it just looked great. They did what I wanted to do in making the game multiplayer. There are a few questions that I have, like, the game was heavily invested on the VAT system of combat, and that can't exist now. So what happens now? Like, the combat now becomes just a first or third person shooter.
Now you get good.
Well, it wasn't about getting good. That was just something unique to Fallout. It wasn't about having the skill. It was about having the enjoyment of blowing off a limb that way. But yeah, that is my choice for best third party developed game. Next, best Microsoft exclusive title.
Oh man, so many to choose from.
This one actually still took some time, though. I felt Microsoft's press conference showed a lot of games. Very few of them are exclusive to them, or so it seems, that are coming out, relatively soon anyway. There were a couple of choices, Gears, but I haven't played 4, Halo, but I have no idea what it is. So I'm gonna go with Battletoads. I am actually very interested in Battletoads, seeing more of it. I want to see what it looks like. How are we treating the graphics? How are we treating our Toad friends here? And I want to play with my buddies, play with the squad.
How many walls are we going to crash into?
A lot.
I like how that's what they use to show off what the trailer is.
They know.
All right. My pick for Microsoft, for me, it was a no-brainer. Definitely Gears of War. Not the pop one, the actual Gears of War 5. We don't need to worry about pops. Just I like where they're positioning the story, and right from the get-go, you have the characters that are arguing and fighting with each other about what we're going to do. And I can't remember the dang girl's name. I think it's Kayla or something weird like that. I don't know. Don't beat me up about it. And she's already fighting about some person that died in that trailer. And JD's like, hey, we gotta go. And she's just like, no, like, let me do this. And then they're arguing about what they're going to do. And I don't know if I like Marcus with a shaved face. Like, he looks like old Marcus, but he's older. It just looks kind of weird. But I'm very excited for this game. I hope they continue to develop the multiplayer and make it crisp and clean and give me a couple new game modes. And then we're solid.
My best of Microsoft exclusive title.
Cuphead DLC?
It would be Gears of War.
Yes.
Only because the potential for what they could do with this sort of storytelling is vast, and I think very important to the series, where it has become a bit stagnated. I think that just they've hit the right note for where the game needs to go. I just need to see game now. So that's it. So not a lot shown, but to be honest, they didn't give us very many options, because any of the choices that we could have made, Battletoads, Gears, Halo, there was no gameplay shown. So that's my choice. All right. Best of show for Sony exclusive title.
So this, for me, Ghost of Tsushima. Oh man, I gotta get that name down.
You're struggling there.
Yeah,
TSU. You got it.
I understand how it's supposed to be
like
pronounced.
tsunami,
Just I can't
but-
get my mouth to do it because the ghosts. The ghosts are doing it.
It's like a kid that's trying to say banana. No, it's spelled B-A-N. It doesn't matter.
Ghost of Tsushima.
There you go. You got it.
Spaghetti. No, it's spelled S-P.
Can you use it in the sentence?
It's knife. No. The K is silent.
As we mentioned before, the game looks beautiful. I love the combat of this. I love how that first kind of instance, before battle even really starts, there's one opponent that goes up to your character, and before he even draws his katana, he just slashes that guy one down already. Like the beginning of a fight, you murdered a guy. No one was ready for that.
Yep, counter.
So I'm so looking forward to this game, and though Sucker Punch is not working on the next Sly game,
You don't know that.
this game looks like it'll tide me over for some time.
All right. I agree with everything you said except for that's not my pick. I already briefly talked about Spider-Man earlier. My pick, and I was blown away, as I mentioned earlier as well, is The Last of Us Part 2. I think the biggest thing that took me away is we already knew the first game was very violent. It was visceral. It didn't pull any punches when it came out. This demo did the exact same thing, but added more to it. Ellie gets shot with an arrow. She literally has to pull out the arrow, and you see her suffering to do that. There's a scene where she essentially strangles a guy. She's ruthless in this game. And something else that I thought was very impressive, and it takes a lot of, I think, to add to the gameplay, is that you see Ellie running towards an enemy. There's a bottle that's just kind of chilling there. And as she's running in real time, she's able to press a button to grab the bottle as she's running and then equip that and then immediately use it against an enemy. That is fascinating to me, that you can have a new gameplay mechanic and add to something like that. And
she chucked that bottle at that person so hard.
It was brilliant. I loved everything about it, except for the fact that the focus on the trailer is Ellie hooking up with a girl. Like, besides the gameplay, I wasn't a fan. That's the story drive for that trailer in between. I wasn't a fan of that because I want to see Joel. Damn it. Show me Joel.
Cool. All right. My pick for Sony exclusive Best of E3 is Ghost of Tsushima. That game looked artistically beautiful, and I'm not one for graphics, I'm not one for that sort of thing, but they made a point to just show a lot of things in the game that look brilliant. Now, I won't be a fool. There have been many times in E3's history where they show a game and then that game is proven to not look as good when it does release.
Killzone.
That can still happen.
Watch Dogs.
Yeah, there's a lot. But just the fact that it looked great. I also really appreciated the fact that the story is something that we don't see often. We have so many games where it's somewhere, some random war, some random thing. And this is just so completely different. You know, we don't have a lot of games that are actually set in Asia or in Japan or in China with a very different culture, a very different type of world that we're seeing. And I like that. Plus, as Garrett already mentioned, the gameplay, the mechanics of combat looked badass. Just, you felt like a beast. And I'm excited to see the RPG elements that they're going to introduce since they will be in the game. And lastly, it reminds me of For Honor, which is always a good thing.
Nice. One thing I want to highlight is how they showed off the beginning of that trailer is you just riding a horse over this open field, and you're just like, wow, like, look how great this game is. But that is also what you're going to do in the game. It's not always pulling you in the action. It's the scenery and you getting from point A to point B in this world. And I'm glad that they showed that in the beginning to set you up for the awesomeness that came right after that.
Cool. All right, next game, or next award. Best of Nintendo exclusives at E3.
Do you guys want to do that at the same time, or are we gonna waste time and each do it individually?
We may as well just count down 1, 2, 3.
All right, 1, 3, 2, 0, 9.5. Because you said countdown.
Count
then
to
you said
three.
1,
What
2,
are you
3.
doing?
So I got confused there.
Count to 3.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Super
Come
Smash
on,
Brothers
man.
Ultimate.
Are you kidding me?
Okay, he already did it.
Can you do it correctly?
Super Smash Brothers Ultimate.
1, 2, 3.
Super Smash Brothers Ultimate.
I did it, but with more excitement.
But you're okay.
It's Super Smash Brothers.
You're
It's
just-
Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. That's all our
You guys
choices.
just killed the momentum of all of that.
I didn't kill no
could've-
momentum. We said 1, 2, 3, and we all started to
So
say
we
it.
were
and
all
you gave
gonna go
up.
supers, like someone on stage, like reading the Oscars together, and everyone's like super. And then you're that one guy, super. The Oscar goes to Red Dawn. Like you wouldn't do that. You would just be like, you know, Red Dawn together. You just killed it. Like you.
I'm sorry, Red Dawn. We have to take that award back.
Super Smash
It was
Bros.
Red
Ultimate.
Sparrow.
Go ahead.
We're gonna have a whole episode on it, so I don't think we should even really go too much into it now.
Yeah, because we all did it together. I didn't get to do my lead up, so there's that.
We didn't do it all together.
Yeah, I don't know where you guys were. I counted to 3.
1, 2, 3 is not counting together.
1, 2, 3.5, 9, 7, 0, 1. Yeah, Garrett, come on. But I still don't get to do my lead up. So Super Smash Brothers. Yep. Go ahead. Yep, you ruined it,
Best
Garrett.
overall game.
You ruined his vibe.
Yeah, you did. Best overall game of E3.
Do you guys want to do it all at the same time, or should we?
I don't think we have the same one actually.
Oh, okay. Well, for me, Super Smash Brothers.
Okay.
Yeah, Super Smash Brothers. I'm like looking through my phone, like, which one can I argue?
For me, it is Ghost of Tsushima. Everything about that game looked brilliant. I really, really think this is going to be a great game. They showed great gameplay. I think this is going to be another huge franchise for Sony. They have so many right now that they can just pull out of the freaking hat. They just, this looks fantastic, to pull Garrett's word. I'm very, very excited for
I have
this.
not used that word in quite some time.
You use that word quite often.
I have not used it in quite some time.
Okay.
But, you know, just heard that if you pre-order it now, you get Sly Cooper costume.
Is that true?
No.
I was going to say, no one cares about that. All right, guys. Well, that is our E3 recap episode, wrapping up everything from E3, all the games that were important, plus giving you our awards.
Congrats
for
to all the winners.
our award for the end of the show. And as Joshua said, yeah, congrats. And that was it. Let us know what you guys thought. What were some of the best games? What did you hate? Oh, I'm sorry. We actually had one more award.
I thought we
was
did. And I was
wondering
going through my
about that.
list. I was like, do we skip one? I don't even
I'm
know.
sorry.
We're
I'm
going to
sorry.
have the Razzie Award?
We had, yeah.
Oh, the Razzie
The
Award.
I don't give a award. Just a game that I don't care about that was, or we don't care about that was at E3 that just plain doesn't matter to us. Just, it does nothing. I'd rather be watching paint dry than play this game. That's the kind of game that we're talking about right now. So, Garrett, what was your I don't give a game?
Well, Johnny, my I don't give a game is any of the sports or racing games.
No, you need to narrow it down, sir.
And if that,
one.
if
Pick
that
one.
doesn't count, then I'll choose the Command and Conquer game.
Oh, so which do you hate worse? Racing games or mobile games?
Now, is it between racing games, sports games, and mobile games?
Okay, sports games versus mobile games. Which do you dislike the most?
A mobile sports game, probably.
Okay, so not excluding that. You have to pick one.
I do not
Just
care.
name a title. Name one titled game.
I will choose it because they spent the most time on it. Madden. There's some stupid tournament that happened on stage and it's about some.
Okay. Joshua, your game.
So, since I'm just gonna follow suit, I would rather watch a dog than watch paint dry. And in addition to that, the game that I don't give a about is Days Gone. I kind of like the concept of what they're trying to do, but that's it. Like, I am more interested in a lot of everything else except that. So, Days fucking Gone.
All right, there's his. My I don't give a title. Just, I could not care less. And I bet these two can probably guess it if I gave you a chance to guess. I'm not. Don't try to interrupt.
Pokemon.
I just,
Damn.
what the? First of all, it's not the game.
I didn't-
Stop always trying to cut me off. Or I literally said the words. Don't try to guess. I said the words, and the next thing you said was a game.
Yeah, at least I didn't cut you off though.
My title is Death Stranding. I just don't
Called it.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
didn't call it? You
I
didn't-
called it. I called it.
before
I called
we
it.
started
No,
recording.
that doesn't count.
It
Because
totally counts.
It doesn't count. Here's why it doesn't count. Because I didn't give you a chance, but you took a chance to name a title and you chose the wrong one.
I gave you a goof one,
No,
Garrett.
you didn't.
I did because I would have said that one, and you would have been so pissed that I
You
said
didn't know.
I told Garrett like 2 hours ago that your game was going to be Death Stranding.
Before we started recording,
Before you came back home.
he did say that it's probably Death Stranding.
But
Well,
this
here-
isn't about us.
on,
It's about
but
you.
on air, you did say
Yes.
Pokemon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man. There's
come
no goof. He always does that. Whenever he makes a mistake, tries to like clear it up and just, I was just joking. No, you didn't guess it. Anyway,
Gary
yeah,
knows I did.
it's Death Stranding. I just don't care. Like, I'm sick of the mystery behind this game. It's been like 3 years. I'm sick of, honestly, like, it makes me feel like Kojima's a hack because like everyone's giving him such praise for this. Like a website wrote like what the heck did they write? They wrote something like the iconic or like the legendary game Death Stranding. Like the game hasn't earned this. It hasn't earned anything. Don't say anything about this game being like legendary or classic or the iconic, or it hasn't done a dang thing to earn it. And nor does he for this game. You can't just call his game iconic when you've seen one trailer.
We've seen
seen 4
multiple
now, but-
trailers.
One
Just
gameplay
none of them
trailer.
showed anything.
So yeah. All right.
That was a nice quote for a quote. That was funny.
All right. Well, that is the wrap up there.
Okay, we did it.
The official wrap up. Hopefully, you had a good time, guys. We are getting back to our normal schedule of podcasting. Back to the normal swing of things next week. Hopefully, you enjoy this kind of brief break and change of the guard there and how we are normally getting things done. And we have one more special episode with our Super Smash Brothers Ultimate discussion piece before the game releases. So look forward to that, guys. As always, I am Johnny Mac.
I'm Garrett.
I am Joshua.